Hello everyone and welcome back to Law Statistics. Today's presentation is based on the topic public interest litigation. Origin. The concept of public interest litigation originated and developed in America in the 1960s. In America, it was designed to provide legal representation to previously unrepresented groups and interests like poor, consumer, racial minorities, ethnic minorities, environmentalists, and others. In India, this concept was developed in early 1980s till 1960s and 70s. The concept of PIL in India was still in its elementary form and was seen as private pursuit for the vindication of private vested interest. Litigation was consisted mainly of some action initiated and continued by certain individuals, usually addressing their own grievances and problems. Thus, the initiation and continuance of litigation was the prerogative of the injured person or the aggrieved party. In India, it can be said that it is a product of judicial activism. Justice V.K. Krishna Iyer and Justice P.N. Bhagwati were the pioneers of the concept of PIL. PIL is also known as social action litigation, social interest litigation, and also as class action litigation. Meaning, under the PIL, any public spirited person or a social organization can move the court for the enforcement of the rights of any person or group of persons who, because of their poverty or ignorance or socially or economically disadvantaged position, are themselves unable to approach the court for the remedies. Thus, in a PIL, any member of the public having sufficient interest can approach court for enforcing the rights of other person and also redressal of some common grievance. Public interest litigation is not defined in any statute or in any act. It can be defined as litigation for the protection of public interest. Supreme Court has defined the PIL as a legal action initiated in a court of law for the enforcement of public interest or general interest, in which the public or a class of the community have pecuniary interest or some interest by which their legal rights or liabilities are affected. PIL is an exception to the traditional rule of locus standi. PIL is very necessary for maintaining rule of law and accelerating the pace of realization of the constitutional objectives. It can be said that the real purpose of the PIL are vindication of the rule of law, meaningful realization of the fundamental rights, facilitating effective access to justice to the socially and economically weaker section of the society. Even according to the guidelines issued by the Supreme Court, the following categories can be entertained as PIL: neglected children, bonded labor matters, non-payment of minimum wages to workers and exploitation of casual workers, and complaints of violation of labor laws. Fourthly is the petition against police for refusing to register a case, harassment by police, and death in police custody. Guidelines for admitting PIL. PIL has now become very important in the administration of law. It should not be misused and should not be allowed to be misused. Supreme Court has expressed a note of caution while admitting PIL. Therefore, the Supreme Court laid down the following guidelines for checking the misuse of the PIL. First, the Supreme Court must encourage genuine and bona fide PIL and effectively discourage and curb the PIL filed for extraneous considerations. Instead of every individual judge division his own procedure for dealing with PIL, it would be appropriate for each court to properly formulate rules for encouraging the genuine PIL and discouraging PIL filed with oblique motives. The court should prima facie verify the credentials of the petitioner before entertaining the PIL. Petitions from jails complaining of harassment for premature release and seeking release after having completed 14 years in jail, death in jail transfer, plea on personal bond, speedy trial as fundamental rights. Petition against atrocities on women, in particular harassment of bride burning, rape, murder, kidnapping, etc. Petition complaining the harassment or torture of villagers by co-villagers or by police from person belonging to scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and economically backward classes. Petitions pertaining to environment pollution, disturbance of ecological balance, drug, food adulteration, maintenance of heritage and culture, antiques, forest and wildlife, and other matters of public importance. Eighth is petition from right victims, Ninth is the family pension. Guidelines for admitting PIL. The court shall be prima facie satisfied regarding the correctness of the content of petition before entertaining the PIL. The court should be fully satisfied that substantial public interest is involved before entertaining the petitions. The court should ensure that the petition which involves large public interest, gravity, and urgency must be given priority over other petitions. The court, before entertaining the PIL, must ensure that the PIL is aimed at redressal of genuine public harm and public injury. The court should also ensure that there is no personal gain, private motive, or oblique motive behind filing PIL. The court should also ensure that the petition filed by busybodies for extraneous and ulterior motives must be discouraged by imposing exemplary cost or adopting similar novel methods to curb frivolous petitions and the petition filed for extraneous consideration. Cases in Hossainara Khatun vs. State of Bihar, the case of 1979. This is a case of PIL that focuses on the inhuman and barbaric condition of under trial prisoners and prisons that led to the release of more than 40,000 under trial prisoners. Right to speedy justice emerged as a basic fundamental right which had been denied to these prisoners. In the case of S.P. Gupta and others versus President of India and others, the case of 1982, a seven-member bench of Supreme Court has firmly established the rule regarding the public interest litigation. The court held that any member of the public having sufficient interest can approach the court for enforcing constitutional or legal rights of other persons and redressal of common grievance. In the case of Bihar Legal Support Society vs. Chief Justice of India 1986 case, the court made it clear that the strategy of public interest litigation has been evolved by the court with a view to bringing justice with the easy reach of the poor and the disadvantaged section of the community. Even in the case of Vishaka vs. State of Rajasthan, a very famous case, after which the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act 2013 came into force. This was a case related to sexual harassment at workplace. In this case, Mrs. Bhanwari Devi, a social worker in a program initiated by the state of Rajasthan to curb the child marriages, was gang raped to seek vengeance. The trial court acquitted the accused, but a petition was filed under the Supreme Court in the name of Vishaka. This case laid down the guidelines concerning sexual harassment at workplace and highlighted the definition of sexual harassment. This case played as astounding role in bringing up of Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act 2013. Conclusion. At last, it can be concluded that concept of public interest litigation has produced astounding results which were unthinkable 3 decades ago. In India, over the last 3.5 decades or so, the mechanism of PIL has come to be recognized as the characteristic feature of higher judiciary. Through this judicial intervention increases which has given relief to degraded bonded laborers, humiliated inmates of protective women's home, blinded prisoners, exploited children, beggars, and many others. It has also contributed to enhance the accountability of the government towards the human rights of poor. It also develops a new jurisprudence of the accountability of the state for constitutional and legal violations adversely affecting the interest of weaker section in the community. Judiciary should be very cautious in the application of PILs to avoid the judicial overreach that are violative of the principle of separation of power, and frivolous PILs with vested interest must also be discouraged to keep its workload manageable. That's all for today's presentation. Thank you and have a great day ahead.